All right, so the fourth overall pick was agreed upon by all of our analysts. Florida tight end Kyle Pitts goes to Atlanta. Geoff, does Pitts have the chance to be the highest impact player in this draft?
Yeah, for fantasy purposes, he kind of does. And I mean, this one just kind of makes too much sense. I think this is why we all took it. I mean, you look at it, what's happening with the Atlanta Falcons. They barely have enough cap space to sign their rookies now. This Julio Jones trade thing really has legs. Obviously, they're going to have to wait until June 1st just for salary cap reasons. But, I mean, Kyle Pitts, 6'6", runs a 4.4 at a tight end. He's basically a Julio Jones replacement, even though he plays tight end, not wide receiver. From a fantasy perspective, you know, if Jones leaves, you know, Pitts could be a guy who just slots right in. And let's not forget, Tony Gonzalez, back between 2011 2013, averaged over 120 targets with Matt Ryan, with Roddy White, and with Julio Jones already there. So even if Jones stays, Pitts is probably going to see a bunch of work. This guy is just so unique. I think he's got a ton of potential just from a fantasy perspective if he goes to Atlanta, which I really think is going to happen because, again, it just makes too much sense. Atlanta probably just needs to free up cap space.
Garion, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta's in such a weird position as a franchise right now because I think anyone outside the franchise is kind of screaming, just rebuild. Like, just tear it down to the studs and try to rebuild. And that would generally mean taking a quarterback with a pick as high leverage as this pick is. However, the situation they have with Matt Ryan is he's kind of untradeable. I mean, he's got a $40 million dead cap hit if he's cut. Like, no one wants that kind of money on their salary cap right now, especially considering the salary cap situation that was created because of the pandemic. So this is a team that won 4 games last season, but their Pythagorean win record was closer to 7 and 8 wins. And I think to them, they're like, in their own minds, a single piece away from competing for a wild card spot or possibly the division.